What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV, aka Darth Apocalypse. So many of us are aware, very aware of the fact that there are a lot of negative stereotypes out there. And yes, I understand. I hear the beeping. No, it's not my damn smoke alarm. Stay on point, gentlemen. I know you gotta be listening. Hey, what's that noise? What's that? Man, that nigga live the stereotype, man. Go change your goddamn smoke alarm, man. Goddamn, man. You got the goddamn computer change the goddamn smoke alarm. No, it's not a smoke alarm. But anyway, get back to the point I'm talking about. So, look, man, we all know that there are a lot of negative stereotypes when it comes to black men. And one of the negative stereotypes is that we're not in our children's lives. Black men, we're some type of scoundrels. We're always meant to be villainized, demonized, cast aside as the wretches of society. If there's somebody to blame for something, blame a nigga. That's always been the strategy. And people who you think would be allied with us, the NBA, so-called liberals, themselves don't perpetuate this image themselves for financial gain. They have no problem doing it. Hell, so-called black women like to push that agenda as well. So I say all that to say this, man. In reality, the real numbers show that black men are just as much in their children's lives, if not even more so, than most other races. Sure, you got your deadbeat dads. Absolutely. But you got a lot of white deadbeat dads too. A lot of Latino deadbeat dads. So at the end of the day, it's all a moot point. But you have some NBA dads that have teamed together from a podcast. I'm reading from an article from MSN.com. Dwayne Wade and Jason Tatum's fathers think NBA tries to separate players from their dads. We have seen a host of current and former NBA players launch podcasts, and now some fathers have decided to team up for one of their own. LeVar Ball has joined forces with Dwayne Wade Sr. and Quintus Marcellus Brown Sr., father of Jaylen Brown, to launch the Ultimate Dads Unplugged podcast. Jason Tatum's father, Justin Tatum, was the first guest on the podcast, and they all seem to believe the NBA has been trying to push fathers out of the picture.
The fathers. I saw dads crying because of that situation.
How do each one of you guys feel about the way they want to divide you guys from your son when you get to that success?
Wow. I've seen it when it started with the draft. Mom got interviewed and sitting right next to it. Nothing was asked of me. We know what it took for us to get our kids there. And if stuff like that is going to break me, then I don't need to be around. It's messed up, but I know my son, how much he cares and loves me, and he knows what we've been through. As long as that matters, I'm good.
Wade?
I had a hard time when my son first went to the league with them trying to separate the players from the dads or the families. And what I tried to do is I tried to instill what I learned from my situation is sit back and let them mature, and then, you know, everything will work out.
If you look at any of these superstars who it's been given, from D. Rose not talking to his parents to Kobe not being able to talk to his parents, so you're going to go through that. That's why I asked you.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's real. That's real. They definitely try to once these players reach a certain once they reach that level, especially the superstar players, the profiteers offer these players skills and off of their fame and fortune. They want to supersede the parents and become the new handlers, and they want to have due influence over those children. Um, they try to drive a wedge between both parents and the kid, but in particular, they'll do it with the father because women tend to be a lot more submissive to power, to be more submissive to so-called authority. They'll go along with the program. Men who we used to be like James Evans, now we're starting to be more like, I don't know, some of these, I'm not even saying them names. We're a lot more resistant. So, yeah, like it's a real agenda out there to discredit black men and to make it seem like all these fathers have, all these kids have in their lives, these young players, are their mothers. Just like when it comes to Boozer. What is it, Carlos Boozer Jr.? Is that his name? Or I might be having his name incorrect. But during the NBA draft, they talking about how the mother sacrificed so much. Goddamn, Carlos is the one that worked with the son. Carlos was the one that worked with his son day and night. The moment least she could do was drive the kid back and forth, but it makes like she was the one. That's why I cannot stand Malika Andrews. She pushes this shit. Malika Andrews, Jamel Hill. And by the way, let me say this before I go forward. I got kind of fucking pissed off at the insinuation in my comment section that I don't give everybody the same smoke. I'm not Stephen A. Smith. I give all these motherfuckers the same smoke. And by the way, I want to make a point before I end this video. Do you know that when I was looking for an image, when I was typing in Jaylen Brown dad, nothing popped up with Jaylen Brown and his father? I had to create this little image. But when I type in Jaylen Brown mom, a whole bunch of photos was popping up of him and his mother. The agenda is real. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.